This is my immediate home theater reaction to watching Superman on Kaleidescape. I just finished watching Superman on Kaleidescape in my home theater, and yeah, I saw this one in the theater, obviously. So I am a massive Superman fan. I love all things Superman. Superman is my #1 favorite superhero out of all the superheroes, DC, Marvel, and it's not even close. So I love Superman. Henry Cavill's my boy. I was very disappointed when, they said that Henry Cavill was not going to be the new Superman. But at the same time, I understand it. James Gunn, he wanted to start fresh, and you can't have some from the old DCU, and I get it. But I was still disappointed. So, when they named David Corenswet as the new Superman, I was like, I don't really know who this guy is. Is he going to be able to fill the shoes? Is he going to be able to replace Henry Cavill? And yeah, so I was kind of leery. I was excited as a Superman fan to have another Superman movie and, to have a fresh start. But I was still kind of like undecided on, a new Superman movie. I didn't know what to think. And as the information started coming out, the trailer started coming out, I was just never really excited about this movie like I wanted to be. And I really wanted to be because I love Superman. More trailers came out. I'm just like, man, I'm just not getting excited about this movie. Sucks. And then the last trailer they put out, I was like, okay, you know what? That trailer got me more excited. I'm still not pumped like I was when Man of Steel came out, but I'm excited now. I'm excited to see this. So I told my two nephews a year ago that we were going to go watch this movie. Bought tickets for IMAX and saw it in IMAX in the theater. And yeah, the video was great. The audio was great. The audio was pretty stellar. So I was like, man, they got to do it right when it comes to home release. This is going to be a banger. Like, finally, Warner Brothers, we're going to get like a solid superhero mix. But yeah, before I get to the video and the audio, let's talk about the movie. So as a Superman fan, like I said, I was more excited by the time the movie came out, but I still didn't have that, that excitement that I was like, I can't wait to see this movie. Again, I wanted to see it as a Superman fan. And yeah, man, I think it's a good movie, and I think it's a very good start for the DCU, and I'm so glad that this movie was successful. I'm so glad that they started with Superman, because Superman, you have to have him as the center point of the Justice League of your DCU. He's Superman. So I'm glad that they started with him. I'm glad that the movie's successful. I'm glad that, the DCU is getting off on a good start and the movie didn't tank. But for me, there's just something about the movie that I wanted more out of it, and I don't even know what that is. I can't tell you what it is. I can't say, oh, I wish they would have done this. I don't know what it is. I just know that, after I watched the movie, I'm like, you know what? It's a good movie. I'm glad that I saw it. I'll buy it when it comes out, but I'm just not excited about this movie. Even watching it again for the second time here in my personal home theater, there's just something missing, and I don't know what that is. I think David Corenswet is a good Superman. I still think Henry Cavill is way better. I still like him better, but this is his first movie, so maybe he'll get better. I know a lot of people said that he is Superman, and I see elements of that. But for me, I was wanting something more out of Superman. All the cast was great. Lex Luthor, this is by far the best Lex Luthor that we've ever had. Lois Lane was great. I was happy to see Guy Gardner for the first time on screen, and love Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion killed it. I can't wait to see more of him in Lanterns on HBO. And then you have Hot Girl. She was great, but I wanted to see more of her. I wish we would have gotten to see more of her, and I get it. The focus is on Superman, but I want to see more of Isabella Merced's Hot Girl, because I love Hot Girl. Hot Girl was always one of my favorites in the Justice League cartoon. And then Mr. Terrific, to me, I think he stole the show. Like, I know about Mr. Terrific, but I'm not very knowledgeable as I am with other characters in DCU. So I knew most of his power set. I know he had those fears, and he's like super smart. I think he's supposed to be on par with like Lex Luthor as far as smarts, and then he's got like Bruce Wayne's money. but I loved what they did with him. He knocked it out of the park. So yeah, the movie itself, I can't say that I love it, and I wish that I could, because I love Superman, obviously. But yeah, so that's my thought on it. As far as video and audio, video looks stellar. Video looks great. I forget the ratio, but it's, I don't know if it says it on here, but it is not in, so it's kind of like the IMAX screening that they showed. It's not 240, so you've got little black bars at the top. So I think this is going to be good for people that have really big screens. Picture super clear. There is some grain that I think that they added. So there's a light grain throughout, but the picture is super clean. Looks amazing. Colors, contrast, HDR. It looks great on home release. So I'd give the video probably an 8. Probably about an 8. I was gonna give it an 8.5, but I was like, oh, I'll stick with 8. Love what they did with the video. The audio is disappointing. It feels like they neutered the audio on this. The bass is very low. The audio levels are very low. The dialogue is extremely low. So I usually typically listen to movies around -16, and then if it's streaming, I'll go down to -10 sometimes. I had to bump this up to -10. So you're gonna have to bump this up a lot just to get it to open up. Looking at the Atmos viewer when I was watching the movie, it seems like it's pretty much stuck in a 7.1.4. And I have 6 height channels that are active with the Trinnov Altitude 16, and for 90% of the movie it only uses the top front and the rear heights, and then occasionally during certain scenes all 6 height speakers will light up and you can't hear stuff. So that's good, but this is a very, very low mix, and I don't know if it's because they released it so early, a month since the movie came out. I mean, the movie's still playing in theaters. I don't know if it's that and they didn't have enough time to do it right. I was hoping like, hey man, this is Superman. Warner Brothers is usually pretty good on their releases, and I was like, they've got to do this one right. So yeah, they dropped the ball on this one. It's not a bad mix. Like I said, I had to crank it up, but even then I could still tell that the levels just weren't where they should be, especially listening that loud. I don't know what the deal is with these home releases, man. It's getting extremely disappointing to get these movies in our homes. You get excited. It's a movie that you want to see. It's a movie that you love. You see it in the theater and you're like, man, this is gonna sound awesome. And then you get it and it's like, so yeah, I would have to give the audio probably a 6.5. Again, it's the levels. Like, the content itself is not bad. It's just the levels are so much lower than they should be, especially for a tentpole movie like Superman. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on, and towards the end of the movie, there are some really cool effects that you can hear in the height channels and surrounds and stuff, and it sounds good, but I'm like, man, this needs to be mixed louder. This needs to be more prominent. The bass needs to be, dig deeper. Bass needs to be more louder and more potent, and it's just not there, man. So, man, I don't know. Maybe the 4K Blu-ray will be different. I doubt it, but yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5 on the audio. I'm very disappointed in this. Again, you will have to crank this, and even though you crank it, I still felt like it still needed some improvement, but it will bring out the mix a little bit more if you crank it. So yeah, 6.5 for audio, 7.5 for video. No, I'll give it an 8. I think I said 8 before. I'll give it an 8. 8 for video, 6.5 for audio. Movie itself, good movie. I'm glad that it's successful, but I'm just not excited about this movie, man. And that really, really bums me out, because I mean, I'm I'm one of the biggest Superman fans out there. But yeah, that's my immediate reaction to watching Superman in my home theater. I want to know what you guys think. If you saw it in the theaters, if you've already bought it, if you purchased it on streaming, if you have it on Kaleidescape, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you have the same thoughts and feelings that I do with the audio? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.